Hello everyone, this is Big Bad Goose from pbn.com. I'm going to make a video about, well, how to lube an Insight. A little backstory on why this video is being made to begin with is that I had lent my marker to a fellow teammate so that the gun would get shown out the week after Huntington Beach of its release. And unfortunately, that person had lubed the bolt way too much. As you can pretty much see in the video right now, that the only place that's really heavy, and I think even for my own taste, is the back O-rings. But the good thing is that if you were to look at it right now, it is very much not as lubed as it was when I first pulled it out. Now, the bad thing is that if you over lube this bolt, it will blow up all the balls in your gun as it exits. So, one thing to make sure first about when you assemble this bolt is make sure this can is very tightly screwed on, also with the bolt ram, which is the blue part of the bolt that hooks into the red part. This you will need a Allen wrench to screw in. Now, I wouldn't go as far as making sure that you just tighten the crap out of it and make it go kerblooey, but do make sure that the tighter it is, the better you're going to have of an experience. Now, here is the bolt fully disassembled. You can see that this little thing right here plugs into this thing right here, and then you attach to here when putting it through the can. So, what you will need is a very fine amount of grease. I do recommend, however, when you are going to grease your gun, is to wipe away all of the grease that you had previously put on it. So it just takes a very fine amount to really get this completely lubed. And that is about all you need. It looks wet, but it also does not look like you just, did nothing. A lot of the O-rings that are inside of the can and this nice little valve that Bob has made for us, I do believe will very much get lubed just by, doing things. But if you really look inside and you see that that little O-ring in there is dry, then you need to, just get a bit in there. You probably just put a little bit along the shaft, perhaps. But nothing that I think that you're really going to have to, really work yourself into. Like I said, you only need a very small amount of grease on this gun. Also, when it comes to the can right here, you put a little bit down in there. And sorry, yes, this is doing it one-handed, but with my pinky, I'm able to get that O-ring in there. Now, like most bolt O-rings, you just need a little bit on any of them. So, take a little bit, dab, dab, and spin. And that is all you need to really do for the Bob Long Insight. The only other place is the can O-rings. Those just need to have just a gentle light dusting of grease. These aren't, O-rings that are, really being used other than, keeping pressure, and they have no friction going along them. It's just more of a point of you need to keep those lubed. The only other part that I have found before that needs to be lubed on a semi-regular basis, I would say probably once every 3 months or so, just depending on how many times you remove your bolt, is the O-ring that's inside here. The reason why is because there is a O-ring that keeps this little push button from leaking air, and the reason why that it has any air going into it, I think, is, not only Bob's design, but also so that when the gun is gassed up, you cannot push this down and have a bolt shooting into your face. So I would say do not spend a whole lot of time with that. If you start hearing some leaking coming from your bolt pin, then it's about time to start lubing that up and, do it. I believe it's part of regular maintenance just to keep an eye on it, but other than that, that is all you need to do to keep this bolt in good condition. So here's the bolt fully reassembled once again. One of the things I want to note also when putting this bolt together, there's an O-ring right here between the can and the ram housing. This one likes to come out, so whenever you do your lube job, try to make sure that you keep this puppy in plain sight, because if it disappears on you, it will disappear on you. And even happened in this video where I pulled the can off, and it dropped down off my little table here and almost lost it. And I was like, oh, well, that could have been a problem. But keep an eye on this bad boy, because he wants to disappear. But, the bolt is completely lubed. Don't need a whole lot of grease. I think a lot of people are, really overdoing it. And that would be one of the people with me that thinks it's being overdone. So, have a good day. Enjoy your insight. I know I do. Good gun. Thank you.